Hello, welcome back to Wayne's Kitchen. Today we're going to be cooking a dish with kielbasa. I don't have a name for this dish. It's just something that I made up and I've been cooking, and it's really good. So I hope you enjoy it. I hope you enjoy the credits that I'm going to give you for all the ingredients. It's a little different style, somebody had mentioned, and makes it a little easier on you to get the ingredients together. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, first thing we want to do here is we're going to prepare our garlic. There's a little special way of doing this. We're going to take oranges. I want you to get a very ripe orange, right to the point where it's going to go bad shortly thereafter. Cut it up with the peel and all, like this. One orange, put it in here. Then what I want you to do is to put a couple of cups of water in there. In a small pan like this, about a cup and a half. Just like that. And what I want you to do is to add a bit of molasses to it. And we are going to go with about 2 teaspoons of molasses. Clean off your spoon in there a little bit. It's really thick stuff. It's hard to work with, but mix it in there with the oranges like that. Then you're going to start cooking this. I want you to bring it to a boil and then lower the heat once it's boiling and simmer it for a little while. And I'll show you when it's ready. Okay, now that you've done your oranges, I want you to take your pressure cooker. I want you to put in the oil, the olive oil. I want you to put it over high heat. Get that oil nice and hot. And then after we get this oil nice and hot, I want you to add the diced onions to the oil and half of the green onion straws. Okay, now that our oil has gotten hot, the bottom of this is looking watery, which tells me it's hot. I add my onion. I want to add half of my green onion. Save a little for some more after. And you want to cook this down so your onions are golden, like a brownish golden color, or soft and clear, either way. Okay, one other thing I want you to add to that too is the cilantro, the fresh cilantro that we chopped. And while these onions are going, we'll add that in there. Mix it up so it blends in with the onions. We have a couple different types of onion in here, so cilantro. Let that sit for a little while and continue to cook. Okay, now I want you to add 3 teaspoons of butter or margarine. And yes, I know it's a sin, but I prefer margarine. It's my personal pick. I don't like butter as much. I like my margarine, my fat to be processed. I know a lot of green people out there think I'm crazy. But now that you got a little bit of brown on the bottom of the onions, start to brown a little as you stir them. Scrape the brown off the bottom, mix it in with the butter, get it in there with the onions real nice. Then after you get these going for a minute, and they're sizzling good, I want you to take that brandy that we had laid out, and I want you to pour the brandy in. Stir it around. Get brandy nice and good on the onions in there. And it's going to cook off, so you don't have to worry about alcohol, people. Okay, now that you've done all that, I want you to lower the heat on these onions, and they get like this. As you're letting them brown some more and like almost caramelize, we're going to let them brown up a little. I want you to take your orange that you have now got to a boil, to lower the heat really low. Okay, now what I want you to do is to take your whole thing here. I want you to put your garlic in it, like that. If you got a deep fryer, I mean, I guess you could use that with this too. I want you to put your garlic down inside there. Make sure your garlic's submerged. Remember, we sliced our garlic, not chopped. And I want it chopped in chunks. I want slices. Shiggle it around inside here a little bit. And then once you get this here, I want you to bring it up to a boil. You don't have to go all the way to high usually. You usually go to like 5 or maybe 6, and because it's already piping hot. So put that in there and boil that down like that. Don't forget your onions. Now they should look like this. Getting ready to start cooking back to the bottom again. So what we want to do is we're going to add some stuff. Now at this point I want you to add your basils that we made. 2 mixed fresh basils. Yes. Add your basils like that. So then you have your onions all going like that. Then I want you to also come over here and take your brown sugar. At this point we're going to take the brown sugar and dump that in there. Chop it up and move it around in there. Chop it like this. Make sure it's mixed into those onions before we add anything else. Okay, now back to our oranges while our onions are in the sugar. Now what I want you to do is take your vinegar. If I can get the lid off of it. Yeah. Don't pull these out of the water there. What I want you to do is drip in a little vinegar. Just like that. Let it sit there. And wait about a minute. After a minute goes by, I want you to keep dosing this. I want you to do this about 5 times. The vinegar while it cooks in there. And what you're going to end up with is a special garlic that I'm trying to use for my mix. A little dab of just a little dab of vinegar, and it'll catch inside that strainer and it'll hold it there. Okay, now that we've pretty much added vinegar like that, so we're going to be done with that now, and we're going to move on to preparing the rest of this dish. Once these have sat for a minute from your last pour, a little strain like this, you should pull them up, just drop them right into your onions, just like that. And then this is done. You don't need that anymore. Then we switch back over to our onions. We just put our garlic in. I've let them cool a little bit while I was preparing the garlic. Mix it up. The garlic will move around in there like that. you got your sugar all mixed in nice and good. And I've turned the heat almost off on this because now I'm getting ready to add my other ingredients. So now we're ready to add some more stuff to this dish. So what we're going to do